Hello, my name is Steve from Olympic Osteopathy, and today I'm going to be talking to you about some of the comments that my patients have. For example, they say, I know I've got bad posture, but I've never had this problem before. And what I want to say to that is that the body is the most highly advanced bioengineering possible. It's designed to adapt. For example, if you were to cut your finger, it may bleed and it may cause pain, but if you stick a plaster on it, give it a day or two, it will get better. It will heal up. Same thing if you had a cold. Again, it may last a day or two, maybe even a week. But give it time, it'll also get better and it'll go away by itself. You see, your body is designed to turn nutritious food and water and turn it into new living cells for the body to grow, adapt, and repair. Your body is covered in hundreds and thousands of receptors, just like those that are on your tongue that would sense sweet, sour, or bitter. You also have those on the body doing the same thing that would sense pressure, hot, cold, vibration, tension, and those that would also signal pain. See what happens, if I was to touch something hot, the information would go up my arm into my brain, and the brain would process that information, and then it would tell my body how to act in a certain way. For example, if I was to touch something that was hot and it was extremely hot, the information would go into my brain, the brain would be processing this information, and the outcome would tell me to pull my hand away because it's too hot to actually handle. It's the same thing if you were to go into the shower, for example, and it's nice and warm or hot, and all of a sudden it goes cold. You kind of flinch and you want to get away. Those receptors are there to notify you that something's changed or just to act in a kind of protective mechanism. Now, disease, it starts on the sensory side, and what I mean by that is that if, for example, I've injured myself, then the receptors may also become damaged. And what will happen then is that the damaged receptors will send faulty information up into my brain. The brain will have to process this incorrect information, therefore send out signals that's the best solution possible for the incorrect information, meaning it's not going to be 100%. So if I was to bang my knee, yes, it's going to hurt, but what happens is my body will process this information, and say if I was walking and it was to hurt while I was walking, the body would process this information and then basically cause compensatory mechanisms for me to avoid that pain whilst walking. So I might start limping, for example. That's, as I said, the best solution possible for that injured area. Now, pain is a healthy signal. It's designed to tell you that something is not quite right with the body. You wouldn't have pain if you didn't have a problem. So again, if I was to bang my knee, it's only after I bang my knee that the pain signals come and tell my brain that, ouch, I've hurt my knee, I must do something about this. Secondly, if we look into this a little bit further, if you take the structural alignment of the body, same thing happens, that if it was out of place, it could put pressure onto certain receptors of the body as well, or causing them to stress in some form or manner. Therefore, the information coming from these receptors, again, will be telling the brain how to act in a certain way according to its environment. For example, if I've got bad posture, I'm rounded through my chest and my shoulders are coming forwards, what's happening here is that it's putting compression onto the lungs, which is not allowing me to breathe as deeply as I should be able to. So what will happen is the brain will receive signals saying that, oh, I'm not actually getting enough oxygen around the body in this case, so I need to breathe a little bit faster in order to get enough oxygen around the body. Same thing with the heart, just in the middle of the lungs here, is that if the heart is being compressed, again, it's going to tell the brain that I'm not getting enough blood around the body this time. So the signals that's going to come out is going to say, okay, well, let's pump faster and let's pump harder in order to get the same amount of blood just around the body. That's what happens when you have poor posture, and in this example, it may not lead to a good outcome. So the key to good health is having a good functioning nervous system and good biomechanics of the body, making sure that it's all aligned, neutral. Let's take the day in the life of poor posture as an example. So some people have bad sleeping habits. They might toss and turn all night and therefore find themselves in awkward positions. They might stand up, get up, and they realize that they have flat feet and therefore their foot arches aren't giving them enough support from the feet below and up. Next thing is they go downstairs, they go and have breakfast, maybe slumped over a table whilst they eat their breakfast, and then they either go to school or they go to work. If they go to school, kids nowadays are having to carry extremely heavy rucksacks with many heavy books inside them. They don't always have them on both shoulders, they might have it on one shoulder. So it's going to cause them to compensate. So they're now lugging around a heavy bag full of books. Same again, if you're going to work, you might have to go and sit in the car where you're hunched at the wheel, stuck in the rush hour traffic and getting stressed out. Or you go and stand on the train, bunched up along with other people, again, we're looking at your email or looking up Facebook. When you actually get to work, you probably sit there for at least 8 hours a day. If you're lucky enough, you might get up and actually go out and have lunch. Or most people nowadays tend to have lunch also at their desk. When it's time to actually clock off from work, you go back home exactly the same way that you came. So you might get into a bus or into a train or into your car, go through the rush hour traffic, bunched up with all these other people. You'll go sit down, have dinner, or maybe do some more emails for work. You have dinner slumped over the table, and then after doing that, you might go and slump in front of the TV for a few hours before going back to bed and then back to your normal bad sleeping habits. Only to wake up and do the exact same thing all over again. Does this sound familiar to you? You see, your body is taking on loads of micro stresses throughout the day, all from maybe minor little tweaks or bad habits that we have. So as I say, the body is going to be put under different stresses, and therefore it's going to cause these receptors or some sort of signaling to the body to say that something's not right here. So your body will adapt as far as it can possible before it will notify you that you have a problem. As I said, pain is a healthy signal. It's there to notify you that something is not quite right with the body. So you have to ask yourself, what's causing your problem? Why are you in pain? So I recommend you get yourself checked out and get yourself moving.